Incoming transmission. Radio Rebellion.
Chapter 5, The Gunslinger, directed by Dave Filoni and also written by Dave Filoni. If you like the original trilogy Star Wars, this is the episode for you. We get to see what happened to Tatooine since the end of the war, with the Empire gone and now the New Republic cracking down on gangsters and the underworld. We have the Mandalorian stopping on Tatooine to repair the Razor Crest after a quick space battle, but having to take on a job with a rookie bounty hunter to get the credits needed for the repairs. So there's a lot that I liked and a lot that I disliked about this episode. Things that I like seeing Tatooine again and going back to the cantina, which is now run by a droid, which is kind of ironic. We get to see pit droids again from the Phantom Menace. I love the mechanic that helps the Mandalorian Pell, acting like every other car mechanic that we know, trying to upsell the repairs needed to the ship. The Mandalorian's face when Toro Calican breaks the tracking fob, he's like, "You did what?" The interaction with the Tusken Raiders, learning how they communicate through sign languages, is probably the best part of the episode for me. Learning more about their culture, how they believe that they are the locals and everyone else is trespassing. You also have a quick shout out and a quick mention of the high ground when the Mandalorian is talking about Fennec Shan having the high ground. And again, another good thing about this episode was Fennec Shan and, of course, the stranger at the end. So, again, a lot of things, but quick things about the episode that I liked, especially the ending. The stranger at the end, it can't be Moff Gideon because we know that he was coming anyways. The easiest thing to think about is probably Boba Fett. We do hear the spur sounds, and that's 100% Boba Fett coming on. But if we go by the title, The Gunslinger, which can be referring to the Mandalorian, it can even refer to Toro Calican because he thought himself as a gunslinger. It can be Fennec Shan, but most likely knowing Dave Filoni and knowing that he likes to plant seeds that will kind of prosper in a few episodes or maybe seasons down the line. So I think the Gunslinger title means the stranger at the end, which, like I mentioned, is probably Boba Fett, which I wouldn't mind because Boba was my favorite character growing up. But I would love it if they were courageous enough, I guess, and go with Cat Bane, probably the most famous bounty hunter from the Clone Wars. He's actually a gunslinger. He has the cowboy hat. He's got the cape, the chaps, the boots. So I would really love if they go that route with Cat Bane. And knowing Dave Filoni being the writer of this episode and the writer of Clone Wars, there's probably like a 15% chance, but most likely it will be Boba Fett, which I guess I don't mind. All right, so things that I did not like about this episode. It felt like the most quote-unquote filler episode. But again, as I just mentioned, never count out Dave Filoni to bring back something that was dismissed early on, so you never know. Another big dislike, was Toro Calican, aka off-brand Han Solo. I know we're supposed to not like him, but the way the character was portrayed didn't work for me really. I really hope that they bring back Fennec Shan, as it would be a waste to not use Ming-Na Wen in a bigger role. And what did I just say in chapter 4 about trying to kill Baby Yoda? Don't do that to me, that's not nice. Okay, so moving on to chapter 6, The Prisoner, directed by Rick Famuyiwa, written by Christopher Yost with a teleplay by Yost and Rick Famuyiwa. So here we go. We're back on track with this episode. This is, even though it's most standalone, it's one of my favorite episodes of the season. And this is as close as horror as Star Wars has come. It reminded me a lot of the Legends book Death Troopers by Joe Schreiber, which is basically a prison ship filled with zombie stormtroopers. But in this episode, it has the best use of the Mandalorian whistle theme. Every time he kind of pops around the corner, we hear that theme that follows him. It's basically a rescue mission that goes sideways for the Mandalorian. This is also another title that can be interpreted different ways. The obvious one with rescuing a prisoner, but also the Mandalorian being a prisoner of his past. So things that I like was seeing where the Mandalorian started, his roots as a bounty hunter. Again, the Mandalorian working with a whole crew. That whole dynamic was really fun. Aliens, I like my aliens, so we get to see Twi'leks, we see the Devoronians. I know a lot of people didn't like Bill Burr's Massachusetts accent, but I didn't mind it. Come on, it's a space fantasy, get over it. We also get great droids in this one. We got Zero, we got the New Republic security droids. We get to see the New Republic in action with the prisoner transport ship, and at the end with the X-Wing attack. The Mandalorian hunting down the other bounty hunters one by one has that kind of slasher movie feel, kind of like Jason or Michael Myers, especially when hunting down Bill Burr's character when the lights are all red and it's kind of blinking in and out, and you see the Mandalorian, and he disappears. You see him again. That was great. We get a jab at the stormtroopers' firing accuracy or lack thereof, and we get to see the Mandalorian taking out four security droids using all of his arsenal: vibroblades, flamethrower, grappling hook, even a droid arm at one point. X-Wing, X-Wings, X-Wings at the end. Just like seeing TIE fighters, when you see X-Wings, you know you're in Star Wars, especially with the three returning directors in Filoni, Chow, and Famuyima being the pilots. And at this point, I'm sold on the music. I'm all in the music, the score, everything worked in this episode.